Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Publio. I'm gonna sing a couple of songs to prepare our heart, to prepare our environment for the Spiritist talk tonight. So, welcome to our meeting. Song to Mother Zephyrina. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascades from down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their heart, with love in their heart. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make your small son a good Christian. Make your small son a good Christian. Good old man. This song refers to Bezerra de Menezes, a protector spirit that helped a lot of people in the world and very known in Brazil too. Blue crystal eyes, color of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike, shine on your brothers, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Blue crystal eyes, color of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike, shine on our brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the Good, receive our prayers and also our heart. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the Light, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the Good, receive our prayers and also our heart. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the Good, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ. Now the song called Vibrate. When life hands ahead. It's time to open up your heart. It is time to love one another. It's time to take part. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality. And we join Jesus for eternity. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality. And we join Jesus for eternity. The next song called Calm Me Down. If I close my eyes to pray, I heard the sound to sea far away. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. Body harmonizes, how well done in the hay. Music lifts his spirits in sweet ballet. Nature's love, a constant giveaway. In joy and peace, my heart finds its way. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. Now, love in action. Jesus, here I am. my knees on the floor to say thank you, my Lord, for the lights that come through this door. Your love is the key to change the entire world. Using these chains wisely, we live in peace and harmony. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action. Love is the key to change the entire world. Using these chains wisely, we live in peace and harmony. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Spirit Talk. We thank everyone for joining us tonight. Before we start, we would like to share a couple of announcements. We ask you to turn off your phone notifications and find a quiet place to stay during this time if possible. Our meeting will have a 30 minutes presentation followed by Q&A. Then, after the presentation, we will have a spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside a container with your water to be magnetized. Our meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Conference Americas through their Facebook and also every Wednesday at 8 p.m. by Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube. For those who want to learn more about Spiritism, Get to Know to Spiritism is a free and online course that happens every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. East. New class will be starting in fall. More information will be given soon, so stay tuned. We offer virtual live gospel at home. Did you know that? The gospel at home is an effective support for you and your family's spiritual harmony. We will motivate and guide you in establishing and maintaining the gospel at home study meetings. So by posting the chat, you can request it. Please let us know. You are welcome to include your or someone else's names on the list of positive vibrations for incarnate or discarnate. The person you indicate will be assisted by good spirits to provide healing energy and strengthen goodwill. Please find the link in our chat. And the topic of today's meeting will be prayers to oneself, items 11 to 41, from chapter 28, a collection of Spiritist prayers, which will be facilitated by our brother Rod from Ottawa. Everyone is welcome to write comments and questions in the chat, and they will be addressed at the end of the talk. And now we would like to invite our tonight's speaker, who will also do our opening prayer as well. Welcome, Rod.
Hello,
How are
Marcelo.
you, my
How are
friend?
you? Very well, thank you.
That's great. That's very good to have you here. Okay.
Thank you. A pleasure to be here.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay. So let's start with the opening prayer. I invite you to close your eyes and let us together bring to our minds the image of Jesus with the apostles on the lake of Tiberias, where he can remind us the importance of the prayer, knowing that he was among fishermen. And we know through the Gospels that in the very early moment of the day when the fishermen were going to do their work, Jesus was already in prayer, waiting for them. So he never dismissed the importance of being in contact with the divine, in contact with God. So let's follow his example and bring the prayer to our life, not only in the moments that we are in need, so that we normally pray when we suffer, we are in pain, or we need something very specific, but at any moment, in the moment of happiness, in the moment when we wake up. So let's remind ourselves the importance of the communication of the prayer so that we can not only transform ourselves in a better person, but also be in contact with the spiritual realm to accomplish our mission in this life. So we thank you, Master Jesus, for this great example and ask for your help to give us the opportunity to follow it. So be it. So once again, thank you, Marcel, uh, for the introduction. I'll be today talking about the chapter 28, a collection of Spiritist prayers, items 11 to 41, prayers for oneself. But in this specific situation, because we have a good amount of items, and I'd like to offer you as much as possible information about them, I ask an opportunity to divide this presentation in two moments, part one and part two. So today I will cover four items of the this chapter. So it will be to one's guardian angels and protector spirits, to keep evil spirits away, to ask for a fault to be corrected, to ask for strength to resist the temptation. So next week, I will continue and we will cover the topics of thanksgiving for victory over temptation, to ask for a counsel during life's afflictions, thanksgiving for a favor received, the act of submission and resignation at the moment of an imminent danger, thanksgiving after having escaped a danger, at the time of sleep, and upon sensing the approach of death. So again, I'm thanking for the opportunity to have these moments, because then we can talk a little bit more and in more details about those amazing topics. So to start, I want to bring information that is part of the Spiritist knowledge. We are a composition of three elements as incarnated beings: spirit, perispirit, and physical body. and why I'm bringing this here, like Marcel just mentioned about the course Get to Know Spiritism, and on that course we have an entire day only about this information. So I invite you, if you want to know more about it, I invite you to register when the course is open. But for today, I just want to remind that, because as a spirit beings, we are in constantly communication with the spiritual realm and obviously the physical world. So we have this constant exchange, because we are all spirit beings. Even because we are right now, I am right now as you in the incarnate form, but we have this combination. So we are in this constant exchange. And so why is that so important? Because we assimilate the thoughts of those who think as we think. So we are in this exchange, and that's happening in our material world. So that's we are together with people who think as we think, but that's also part of our communication, our exchange with the spiritual world as well. So it's very important for us to think about that, and it's an opportunity for us to change if we think we are not doing the best that we can in this process. So we live a life of association. So the soul enters into a resonance with the mental currents in which souls that resemble its breath. So we are in this extensive exchange association about any uh, any thoughts that we have. So that can be something positive like fraternity, or negative like selfishness. So that's important, and we will see on the next chapters, sorry, in the next slides, how important is this information for us. So this is why I'm bringing here at the beginning. So on the item 11, we have the information. We all have a good spirit who has been connected to us ever since we are born, and who has kept us under its watch care, leading us on the pathway of the good, of progress through life's trials. So since we start our incarnated life, or before that, actually, we have a good spirit who is always watching us, trying to lead us to achieve our goals, our spiritual goals, our moral goals through this life. So it is happy when we respond to its solicitude, and suffers when it seems us succumb. So he always is trying to help us, guide us, and will share the feelings of happiness or suffering when we succeed or not following the right path. So remember that image of the beginning when we have this communication all the time. So he or she, like its spirit, is one of that who is in this communication with us all the time. Its name mattered little because it might have a name not knowing on the earth. Thus, we evoke it as our guardian angel, our good spirit. So, doesn't matter the name, and we don't need to call any name specifically. So, we can call them our spiritual protector, our guardian angel. The way we feel more comfortable doing. And we may even evoke it by using a name of any high order spirit with one we feel particular attuned to. So we know uh, in other religions it's very common the connection of people with specific scent, for example. As under the Spiritism, we may prefer uh, following the guidance of one or another um, spirit that passed to earth and bring us a lot of knowledge. So that's fine. We can call them those names because for that higher spirit, the name itself does not matter, right? The important thing is that we stay close to him and we learn from them how can we succeed in this life. So my question to you is, what do you call your friend and spiritual protector? Maybe you call it your guardian angel, or maybe you will never have time to think about it. But that today can be this day. Today can be the day where you will start talking to your spiritual protector, knowing now he is there for you all the time, since the beginning, since your first moment in this planet, this higher spirit, it's there for you. So talk to him, talk to them, right? Trying to communicate, follow his thoughts in what is the great moment for that when we are in prayer. So last week, Marcelle, doing her talk, she brought a great one of my favorite poems of Alta de Souza, who is the name is Fraternal Message, when she explains the importance of of the prayer, the simple one, when we come back to our hearts, where she defined as the most highest of the chapels. So let's have that moment with our spiritual protector coming back to ourselves because they are very close to us. So we can listen to them when we come to ourselves. So we also have protector spirits who thought uh, less evolved are not less good or benevolent. So it's a closer one and maybe be a relative, friends, or sometimes individuals whom we have not known at all in our current lifetime. So we have those guardians, but we have the protector ones with people where we have more close relationship and also they are close to us in the level of development. So spirits who know us uh, know what we are passing through because they have similar difficulties, similar problems, but they are close to us. The spirits who know us enough to decide to help us in this endeavor of the incarnated life. So they are called the protector ones. So we have these connections as well. They assist us with their counsels and frequently by their intervention in the acts of our life. So they are also with us, trying to help us understanding our life as a mission, right? People sometimes they say, well, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Now you know we have a mission to accomplish, and that mission is connect to our transformation. So we should live this life in a better level, in a better moral level than we when we start. And those individuals they will help us to succeed in this moment, in this situation. So we are not alone. We have people supporting us, and that it's very important to think because it's not easy, right? We pass for trials and expiation, and sometimes we feel alone. We feel not protected, but it's very good to know that we are not alone anytime, and we have people dedicated to our success. So we have to open a space for them in our life and in the moment. So we all know we are very busy, right? We have a family who needs our attention, and also work. Sometimes is the study, university, school, etc. So that's normal. That's life. But in the moment of prayer is that moment for ourselves and to meditate, to be silent, and to be uh, faithful and trust in the feelings that we are receiving and having. So that's exchange. And now we know we have people who care a lot about us, with us in this process. So sympathetic spirits are those who are connected with us by a certain similarity of tastes and tendencies. So that's another group, maybe either good or evil according to the nature of the inclinations that attract them to us. So now we are seeing another group. Remember that situation of the beginning, the exchanging, the constant exchanging. So these spirits, they are connected to us because they we share feelings, we share tastes, desires, tendencies, and that can be good or bad because it's coming from us, and that is very important because we can adjust that. We probably cannot change them, and we should not, but we can change ourselves. And as long we change ourselves to better, these connections will also change because they will keep sharing these similarities, right? So if you want to attract people who we are attracting people with better feelings and goals and tastes, so we need to change ourselves as well. Another group it surrounding us at this moment are the tempter spirits. They make efforts to lead us away from the pathway of good by suggesting evil thoughts to us. So we also receive those influence. We are, remember, right? We are spirits living a material life. So we keep the contact. We keep this exchange through what is called the cosmic fluid, universal cosmic fluid. So all the thoughts are spreading and then finding connections. So it's another important topic covered by the Get to Know Spiritism. So again, if you want to know more, please make your registration for the course. But right now, it's just for you to know that these spirits, they are trying to tempt us. And if we embrace their suggestions, so they will start creating influence, which can become obsession. So that's very important for us to be aware. They take advantage of all our weaknesses as if they were upon open doors, giving them access to our soul. So our weakness open those doors. They are those who hound us as if we are prey, but they withdraw once they realize they are powerless in fighting against our will. I will go more in details next week about the power of our will, but that's very important. So our will, our intention will be 100% responsible for what happened to us in all the situations, but this in particular because we are, if you are receiving, as we always see in the, I'm not sure today, but the old cartoons when we have the that image of angel and the evil here. So it's up to us to decide which path you want to follow. It's all about our will and how we control that. But again, I will go in details in the next week about this specific topic. And then we ended with the group of evil spirits. They come intentionally according to how much access they have to our weakness or our negligence in following the inspirations of good spirits. So we have also spirits that are evil and they will try to make us fail. It's again another open door that we do it according to our problems, our vices, our bad inclinations. So it's up to us. So again, we have good spirits, we have a higher spirits helping us all the time, but we cannot, because we have the free will to decide, so we cannot always follow it, right? Because we have our problems. We are not, at least I am not, higher level spirit, so I have a lot of difficulties, problems, and needs of changing and find those problems to work with. That's why I'm here, right? This is why normally they give us the incarnated life as a possibility to accelerate our process of evolution. So those spirits, they don't want that. They don't want our evolution. They don't want us to evolve. They want to keep us close to them as they also want rebels on that process. So it's up to us follow or not their influence as well. And this I'm asking you, it's a time for a change. Nobody else can really tell that for you. So it's up to you. Look to yourself and be honest. You don't need to tell anyone. Just but you must tell yourself, okay, I am open. So I'm open doors to all this bad influence. How I'm doing in my days. I am living the path of problems, vices, difficulties, or I'm trying to be a better person. And again, at least I can talk to you about me. I'm very far from being a perfect person. So I have a lot of work to do and I'm failing. I'm not perfect. So I may be working well today, but tomorrow I'll be in trouble. And that's normal. But it's very important to be honest and knowing that, okay, I know I'm not perfect and I have this work. I'm not will succeed all the time, at least not now, but I need to change that. So maybe it's the time for that. Therefore, we ourselves are the ones who attract them. So remember, all the problems, all the influence, and it's funny because as spiritists, we talk a lot about obsession and how outside, right? All the spirits can influence us. Oh, I have influence on that. I'm doing this. Probably it's someone trying to change my mind. But we should know first everything that's happening to us, for the good and for the bad, start with ourselves, our choices. So if we have obsession happening in our life, let's be honest, we are doing that first. So we are attracting the obsessors with our problems. The truth of the matter is that no one is ever denied to assistance of good spirits, and that it depends on us to repel the evil one. So as we saw, we have groups who are dedicated to us. We have spirits who have a great knowledge to help us, who have spirits who are very connected to us, know us very well from past lives. So they are dedicated to us. But we need to do our work, right? They cannot change ourselves. It's not. They offer support, but we need to choose that path. Otherwise, they can do nothing, right? Because of their imperfections, human beings are the primary cause of the miseries they must bear and are most frequently their own evil spirits. So think about it. Think about the problems that you have and see how can you change. Maybe you cannot change the problem itself today, but you can change your perception knowing that, okay, it's time for thinking differently and stop being your evil spirit right now. So we have this quote from Jesus on the Gospel of Matthew when he's saying, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees and hypocrites, for you clean the outside of the cup and plate, while inside they are full of plunder and impurity. Blind Pharisees, first clean the inside of the cup and the plate, so that the outside may be clean also. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees and hypocrites, for you are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but which inside are full of every sort of corruption. Thus, on the outside you seem righteous in men's eyes, but inside you are full of hypocrisy and iniquity." So it's a very direct. So Jesus is saying how important it is for us to look, to change, to clean inside. So you should not live a life only from the outside, because our incarnated life, we can maybe mistake people, right? Living like this, looking very correct, speaking nicely, right? But if you're not use our time to work from inside, that change, like when our short life, because even if you live 100 years, is nothing through the infinite time that we have as a spirit beings, that is nothing. So we should put our focus from inside out in trying to work with our problems. Otherwise, we will be looking as a white child tomb, right? Not being real in that process. And soon enough, we will face ourselves as we are. So here, I'm bringing to you a sample, and that's a good uh, reminder. Every item in this chapter have a very deep explanation as I'm bringing in this talk, and present to us some samples. We should not, right, use that sample as our prayer, because we will lose the power of our inner, as the poem that Marcel presents in her talk, like the inner transformation that we are looking for. But those are amazing guides for us to understand. And I'm bolding important piece of the samples where the spirits are explaining. Give me strength, courage, and resignation. Inspire me with everything good and restrain my tendency toward evil. So that's something we should ask through our prayer. Strength, courage, resignation, right? So moral qualities, inspiration with good things, and restraint our bad tendencies. So see the combination when we have our higher spirits. So they can help us with these important items because they have that to give, but also restrain the tendency of evil because we have all the other group who will trying to influence us in this process. So, to keep evil spirits away, evil spirits go only where they find what satisfies their wickedness. In order to keep them at bay, it is not enough to ask them or even to order them to stay away. So, again, we can order, oh, I don't want you here. But it's not that who is attracting them, right? Is what we have in our hearts, in our inner feelings. This is why we have here the explanation. One must rid oneself of what attracts them. So we have to change. Otherwise, we may change, we may transform one or another spirit, but there will be a lot others who will be attracted because we have similarities. So we must change ourselves first. Evil spirits sniff out of wounds of the soul, just as flies sniff out of wounds of the body. So that's a powerful image, right? The wounds of the body are trying flies the same way that our ones, spiritual ones, is attracting them. So we have to treat ourselves. We have to change ourselves. We have to cure ourselves for them to stop coming, and then we will see that change. So my question is, how difficult is to change our habits? I don't know about you, but for me, it's really hard, right? And we also know as spiritists, um, our bad habits, they didn't start in this life, right? We are bringing them. Maybe they have hundreds, maybe more than that, right? We have this for many lives, more than 1,000 years. So it's not easy to change, and but it's our work to do. So again, we may not accomplish 100% of the change in this life, but only the fact we start, we see that bad habit, we get notice of that. So that's a virtual warning, and that change will be perceived for our protectors, and they will increase our possibilities because they will give more and more incentive in this transformation. So it's time. The change must start today, knowing that they will not finish soon, but that change, we can work with that, absolutely. So our evil instincts are the result of the imperfection of our spirit and not of our body. And that's very important, right? You may make a list of your um, problems or vices, and 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 you see a lot of them connect to our physical life, but they are not coming from our physical body. They are coming from our spirit. So that's it's also another important alert that we need to transform ourselves, because when we don't have that physical body anymore, we if we keep that vice or habit, we will need someone who has. So we may become an obsessor of someone with those connections, right? As we saw, we have this connection all the time. So we need to transform ourselves, otherwise we may become an obsessor of someone in the spiritual realm. So uh, but that's our work to do again. Otherwise, if it was only an imperfection of the body, humankind would be exempt from any kind of responsibility, which no, that's not. Our advancement, sorry, depends on us, because all people who enjoy the use of their faculties in all things have the freedom to do or not to do. They lack only the will to do the good. So I will address the will in, next week, but we have the freedom. So God gave us the freedom of choice, but then every every choice we make will also bring a consequence. So after the first, second choice, we will start experience the results, and that can be the influence of someone or a bad result of our choice. And I remember in another talk when with Spirit was explaining how we know if our choice is good or bad, and they are saying, look to the consequences. So we may think, oh, I did that, it's all good, but if you look to the consequence, and maybe that consequence is not coming in the right moment, right? But it will come. So that is a way for us to evaluate our choices. So every bad thought could have two sources. One is our own imperfection. Another one can be a sinister influence that acts upon it. In the later case, it's always an indication of a weakness that makes us uh, predisposed. So in both ways are 100% our responsibility and can be directly one by our own imperfection, can be absolutely an influence, but we are allowing that influence to happen. To receive such influence and is this an indication of our imperfection. So there is no escape, right? We need to work with ourselves and improve. Consequently, those who have failed cannot use the excuse of having been influenced by an outside spirit, for such a spirit could not have induced anyone to evil if it had judged the person inaccessible to temptation. So, if that spirit decide to impose influence or obsession or any level of that, is because we open that door, right? So, depends on us again. When an evil thought rises, we can thus assume that is a malevolent spirit is inducing us to evil, to which we are as completely free to yield or resist as if we are being tempted by a living person. At the same time, we should imagine our guardian angel or protector spirit who, on its part, combats the evil influence in us and anxiously waits for our decision. So anxious, right? He's thinking about it, saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm trying my best to help that person, but he never here. They will never impose that decision. It's up to us. So it waits us to decide. So it's again up to us. A thought is a knowledge to be evil when it deters us from charity. It's the base of the moral truth. So how to evaluate if that action that I'm thinking to do it's going against charity or towards it. So if I'm doing that, it's keeping me away from the charity is not a good acting. So I should rethink that. Okay, I'm thinking not going to that uh, acting of positive action. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm hurting my family in many ways. So if that's the case, think twice and do not act on that direction because you are suffering bad influence, right? So the question arises, where do your personal goals lie? So where you want to be? Think about this life. It's all about material results. You want to be, oh, I want to be famous, rich. I want to have a lot of likes, right? The social media. If it's all about that, maybe you should rethink that. And there is nothing wrong in seek materials goals. That's fine, but trying to, mix with moral ones. So I also want to be a better person. Uh, when the thought source is pride, vanity, or selfishness, when acting on it may cause any harm to another person. And lastly, when it entices us to do unto others what we would not like them to do unto us. So that sentence from Jesus, right, is the best and simple way to know if I'm doing something wrong or right, if I'm doing something to others that I'm not expecting or I don't want them to do it with me. So that's a good formula to know. And here is the sample of a prayer. Again, just bolding a night and saying, "Give me the strength to resist to the suggestion of evil. I will deserve the expiation of my wrong in this life or another, for I am free to make a choice." What an amazing, powerful sentence. I am free to make a choice. So I will deserve the expiation if I commit the wrong. And I love that knowledge from the spirituals because we don't need to rely on others. It's on us. If you want to do the wrong, okay, do the wrong. But remember yourself. You are free to do it, but the consequence will come the same way, right? As that is that knowledge when if you plant a corn, I will have corn back to me, and it'll be a lot of corn, right? It's not only one. So I need to understand that and be uh, enough mature to decide. Okay, if I wanna do, I know that's wrong. I wanna do anyways, but at least I know that will cause me suffering later on. So it's up to me that choice, and I don't need to blame anything else, nobody else, just me. So that's is the level of maturity that spirituals demand and teach. So that's something that I really like about that. So we are not alone. We have, we learn, our guardian, our protector spirits, our sympathetic spirits, and the tempter one, and also the evil. So they are all connected to us in certain ways. Remember, there is no way we are never alone. So that's is in two ways. It's good because we are never alone, but it's also a problem because not being alone, we can be around bad spirits. But everything which happened here depends on us. And how we can call all of that? If I have just one sentence, how can we call our guardians, our protector spirits, our sympathetic spirits, the tempter ones, and the evil? How can we call them? So we can call them universal family because this is what they are. And that's a good way to see they are not enemies. They are with us because we share something with them. And that sharing can be positive and can be negative. But let's see those evil, those tempters, and also all the other ones, right? The protectors, the guardian, as a big family. And let's understand each other in that level, knowing we are not perfect. So who we are to ask perfection to every spirit among us. Maybe that happened when we reach the level of a perfect spirit and we will just have perfection among us. But right now, those family, those spirits are our family. Let's understand them. Let's pray for them. And let's open our hearts with love for them. So that's the transformation. And then we have this quote from Jesus. I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and who seeks finds, and who knocks will be opened. And what Jesus is saying to us, pray. The pray is very important. So ask, have your heart full of that. So seek, but do not forget to do your work, your physical work. Work for that. So knock. And remember, everything that you ask, you will receive. So ask right, seek right, and knock through the right pathway because you will have what you're asking for. But the question you should have to you is what are you asking for? Change it and change it now because our incarnate life, we don't know when it ends. So let's enjoy the opportunity to do it as soon as possible. So this is the end of first part, and I'm open to questions or comments. And just as a reminder, we will have the continuation about this topic on next week. So thank you very much. Sorry, Marcelo, I think you are muted.
Okay, sorry. I tried
No.
to, but my computer is a little slow tonight. Thank you so much for your talk, for your presentation, your reflections, and it was really nice that you divided because there's a lot of items, right? To
Yeah,
like to talk about in just 30 minutes, 40 minutes is it's a lot. It needs more time. I love it that. Thank you so
thank you.
much.
Yeah, I don't want to rush. It's so important
Y-
topic about.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we do have a question from our brother Publio. He's
Great.
asking, so pray, we we elevate our spiritual thoughts, and those thoughts also can influence positively spirits less evolved than us.
Yes, thank you, Public, for this great questions. Yeah, when we pray, remember that the beginning of the image that I'm brought in of our constant contact, right? So we are in the same contact and we see and are seeing for people in the same level of vibration. That's
Mhm.
another information you guys will have with the get to know spiritual course. So when we pray, we elevate that vibration, and that is important because we also, if those spirits still connect to us, they will receive that influence and we are helping each other. Again, I like us to see those spirits, even the evil ones, as a family. So
Yes.
let's help them. When we transform ourselves,
Mhm.
many of them can transform together because they are connected to us. Other ones may decide not. It's not
Mhm.
their moment, which is okay. But when we elevate our vibration with good and bad ideas, they will receive that as influence as well, which is great.
Yeah, we can always help like someone, even incarnate or discarnate with our prayers, and when we evolve ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. That's it for tonight, like for the questions. Thank you
My pleasure.
so much, and you have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to let you know that if you would like to download the Gospel According to Spiritism, the link for the download is in our chat. So check it out. And thank you for your participation in the chat. We will now move to the preparation for our tonight's spiritual treatment. Pass is the transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and mental balance. Passes help us to restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with health and positive energy. In order to receive the best benefits from passes, please follow the audio instructions or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization. During the pass, the water you set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy that you and your family can benefit from. We will now make a prayer in preparation for our tonight's treatment, and which will also be our closing prayer. Okay, so I invite everyone to close your eyes if you wish and you feel comfortable. Um, Try to imagine the friendly image of Jesus. Thank dear Lord. We thank you for this blessed night and for everything we learned during the tonight's talk. May we can practice your teachings. May we can learn how to pray, not for ourselves, but for all the humanity. May we always pray and watch ourselves to stay in the good and to improve ourselves every single day. We ask you and the good spirits to bless us, our family, our friends, people who are suffering, all the people whose name are in the our vibration list, and for all the humanity, Jesus, please bless us during this treatment and that we can finish it better than when we started. Please bless our week, our steps, and once again, thank you for everything you have done for us. And please, God, stay with us today and always. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The pass begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil, washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the Pass. Thank you, God.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We will be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Conquerors Americas at 8:30 p.m. East, and next Wednesday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. And don't forget to follow us on Spiritism Canada on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and the Spiritism Group Path of the Light on the Facebook as well. Have a good night.
Semine